Swadika and welcome to Be My Guest, the program that brings you the successful stories of entrepreneurs and expats who are currently undergoing business in Thailand. I'm Katie Silitsing. Your passion can undeniably turn into your dream come true, and NONGNUCH Pattaya is one of the greatest examples of how a person's passion in plants and flowers can transform this 1,500 rai of land in Chonburi province to be one of the not-to-miss tourist destinations in the province. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the starting point and also what you can actually enjoy here at NONGNUCH Pattaya. I'm currently in one of the areas of the NONGNUCH Pattaya Gardens. Now this area behind me is called the French Gardens. Now to talk more about how big this garden is and also how impressive it is, I have here with me the Managing Director of NONGNUCH Pattaya, Kun Kampon Tan Satja. Swadika.
Swadika.
Swadika. Now, this particular garden has been named as one of the best gardens, and people have used it's one of the most popular gardens, the most impressive, and people say it's very beautiful. And when you do research about NONGNUCH Pattaya, they compare it to international gardens, such as Keukenhof Garden in the Netherlands. How do you feel about being compared to international gardens around the world?
Well, the garden was first started by my mother. She wanted to be like Singapore Botanical Garden or Bogor that she have visited about 35 years back. So she built this garden. So the intention from the beginning was to make a beautiful garden for everyone.
Was it always this big?
We start with about 1,500 acres of rai of land. Mm-hmm. But the garden itself is about 350 rai. It's not that big. You know, we don't want it to be too big because it's very hard to maintain the size.
How many staff are there working on this particular garden?
We have about right now with every department, mm-hmm. about 1,600 workers in every department in this garden, yes.
Initially, you said that you wanted it to be a garden, a botanical garden, and did you always envision that you would have a resort as well, and a mini zoo and other activities in the area?
Well, things develop. You know, in the beginning, we start as a garden. Then we have to find an income. So we try to put in things that will generate income for us. So everything was slowly add on to the garden. So mostly we try to see what people want. Mm-hmm. Then we add that on top of it. Mm-hmm. After all these 35 years, we just add it on. That's how we get to this place.
And I've noticed that each of the area has its own different kind of zone. So it has its own feel and it's different types of plants and species. How did you decide what zone you wanted and what zones are there?
Well, let me put it this way. First, it want to be a beautiful garden. Mm. Then we thought about being a botanical garden is more important, but beautiful also. So we try to create each area to look different. Our theme was called Disneyland of Garden. That means different kind of garden together. But each garden was developed according to what my client want. Mm-hmm. See, my client are children, family people, tourists. So whatever they want, we add on to the garden itself. It takes all this year to develop to be where we are.
Mm-hmm. So for example, in this particular garden here, the French garden, did you actually have to go to France to go and figure out how they do their gardens, or how did you do research?
This garden was very strange how it developed. You know, where we stand right now is a flat land. Mm-hmm. We bought a piece of land, we need water. So we dig the water. So I have to put the dirt somewhere.
Right.
This is where I put it. And this is a valley where the water from the mountain go down to the lower ground. So I said, well, let's build a mountain here. And then looking at the place, they said, hey, it's big enough to do a French garden. So that's how we developed this garden. So it's more of not planned from the beginning, but it's something that happened in between. And we found that this is a good spot to be. So we built this garden.
Has anyone said which garden they like the most in this place?
Well, this is our landmark.
Right.
As you see in the background, we are extending the garden. At first, I want to build another garden. Then I look at the French garden. I said, well, this is not enough. You know, people want to see something very, very grand, you know, very big. So it's going to be another kind of French garden. It's going to be sloping upward, and it's going to be pattern-like. So you see another French garden running parallel to each other. So it will be the future of NONGNUCH. Maybe I try to finish it next year, if we can.
So it's all based on what the customers want and they want to see, and you sort of developed based on that expectation and that need.
Yes, that's right, that's correct.
Does it take a long time to sort of plan all these layouts? Because if you look at it, it's very detailed. There's so many different types of plants you use. You've got rocks, you've got props, you've got monuments inside.
Well, the garden itself doesn't take that long, but planning-wise takes some time. You know, like us now, we said, okay, we're going to do that. But what do I have to do? I have to move. That's where my people stay. We are moving them out. We are moving my nursery out. When that is done, then the garden will be quick. But we have to move because we are using every space of land already. So it sometimes it takes some time, but sometimes it's very fast.
What has been some of the feedback from, let's say, Thai visitors that come here?
The feedback from Thai is a little bit difficult. You know, Thai people are not geared to like garden when they're young. You see, their parents never take them to many gardens, and they have never developed the liking of the garden. That's why this garden, we pay very particular attention to young children. We want to teach them like the other foreign country in the world, to make them love the plant and the garden when they were young. So it will follow on in their lifetime and then pass on to their children. So we are starting from not square one, but something like that for the young of the new generation of Thai. I hope they come and they like it, they take pictures of the garden, and that's some memory for them, and it will be for their children, for them to bring to see what they were like when their dad was young. This is what we want to do.
You see a lot of Thai people that when they travel abroad, you know, they go to places like Kirkenhof and they take lots of photos, but it's not that there's not that many places here in Thailand itself that has a massive scale garden like this where they can actually come here instead and take photos.
Well, the garden in Thailand about the park concept. You know, we do have a botanical garden in the north, Queen Sirikit Garden, but that garden was built according to what the botanical garden should be. But that's not what modern day people want to see. So we are kind of going away in other direction, but still keep the image of being a botanical garden and try to attract people. The main thing is taking pictures. You know, they come here, they want to take a lot of pictures. But if you only have plants, they take a few pictures and they run out of what picture to take. So we add on, you know, like for the children, we are doing a lot of sculpture of the animal garden. One day I will call it the animal kingdom for the children. So they come, they take picture with the animal, and the plants are behind them. So they fell in love with both kind of thing, and this is what we want to do. This is our duty as a botanical garden.
How about the international visitors when they come here? Like, where are they usually from?
Well, international, we are lucky. We are close to Pattaya city. You know, that's why we call ourselves now NONGNUCH Pattaya. We are part of the city. This is part of their tour program. They came here not to see the garden. They came here to see the culture show, the elephant show. Garden was something extra for them. You know, we combine both together and hope that it's something that unique enough for them to spend one afternoon here at the garden as part of the tour program to Pattaya or to Thailand.
Do you think that now that we're in the 21st century and you've been operating for more than 30 years, that the generation of the younger kids are very into their mobile phones, so they'll take a lot of pictures. Do you think the behavior of people that come here have changed over time?
They're still taking pictures.
Yes, but now on their phones.
Yes.
More
so
selfies.
we you know, it's our duty how to get them here, how to make them happy, how to make them learn. This is duty of every botanical garden, and we have tried every way we can to make it so. This is why NONGNUCH is developing in that direction. Maybe that is why they say this is one of the beautiful gardens in the world, because it brings people here, and most important, bring them joy, bring them memories, a lot of pictures. This is the modern day trend. So we are going that way, yes.
Well, because a lot of people come here and you have a lot of visitors, in the next part of our show, we'll be taking a look at many of the awards that this place has received and why it has become one of the top 10 gardens here in the world. Now, we'll take a look at more of that in the next part of our show.